This is Bill Keyworth. We'd like to go ahead and get started on this seminar. We welcome and we're pleased with the opportunity of talking about one of my favorite topics, which is managing technology. To present some background, I've spent 25 years in IT management technologies. My passion comes from the source of being a champion of what I have considered for a long time the neglected child, that of the whole concept of managing the technologies that bring us a lot. And that neglect frequently creates difficulties both for the user of the application as well as those that are managing it. Former Gartner Vice President and Research Director, I was the one that initiated the Network and System Management Service. And early in that sojourn in 1995, I developed an integrated service, asset, and change management that we labeled at the time Consolidated Service Desk. Been an early advocate of ITIL within the United States. It was already going within the European and UK environment. And my whole career has been forecasting and tracking trends. I started a career in investment analysis at a big Boston bank, moved from there to software directions for multiple companies, and that's been my primary contribution as an analyst. And something that we'll be referencing in here is we've recently initiated a website called bsmreview.com that basically is providing thought leadership around the whole concept of business services, business-oriented service management. So let's move on to cloud computing. In order to manage cloud computing and cloud services, you need to know what it is and what are the properties of the it that you'll be managing and how that it changes your current management schema. And what are the management expectations of the business unit that's subscribing to the it. So in this case, the it is cloud computing and cloud services. And there's so much hype around cloud computing that every vendor or service provider is hopping on the bandwagon. This list is not a set of definitions for cloud computing. I don't think there's agreement on that yet every item on this list has appeared recently in some white paper, some website, some vendor discussion, or some webinar on cloud computing. So the prominent question remains, what are we managing? And when we say cloud services, what are we managing when we say cloud services? And the real answer is all of the above, all the stuff that's on this list. The right answer is how do we wrestle with the management of this new computing environment that has been, is, and is going to dominate all the technology discussions for several years. So that's the subject of this presentation. How do we manage cloud computing for the benefit of the businesses that need cloud services? During my tenure at Gartner, a group of analysts developed the hype cycle, which resonated extremely well with my own observations. I loved it. And the question is, where is cloud computing on this cycle right now? And you can be the judge of where you feel it is. I believe we have yet to reach any peak of inflated expectations. But I will say this, that management capabilities, or the lack thereof, has consistently been a major factor in the downward spiral from the peak of expectations to the trough of disillusionment on any technology over the last 15 years. And I don't see a big difference now in the expectations of cloud computing. And the lack of attention that's being given to significant issues of managing what basically is a higher set of business expectations across multiple outsourced providers, all the while maintaining metrics of reliability, security, compliance, and performance. So what do we know about cloud services? We know it's hard to define, and subsequently it's hard to manage, but that has never, ever stopped the forward march of technology adoption before, and it certainly isn't going to do it now. However, there are some things we know about managing cloud services. First of all, the business community is driving the investment in cloud services and essentially, in many cases, dictating to IT to figure out how to do it. Part of this is driven by the frustration with the lack of alignment between business and IT. Business is frustrated, and subsequently they have gone out and purchased some cloud services by themselves in an effort to bypass IT. Part of this is driven by the need to control costs and maximize ROI for technology investment, a business decision. Part of this is driven by the need for faster delivery and better control of the IT infrastructure, which is an IT decision. And part of this is driven by the previous handicaps of IT in delivering the business applications that are required by the business units. So what is driving it? Business is demanding that IT step up to the plate and be an active participant in this cloud migration. By not doing that, I think there's a significant opportunity lost. I think business is dictating an expanded role. This whole scenario is expanded role for IT in managing, maintaining, controlling IT resources that are able to come from multiple sources. That's a new dimension, a very important dimension as we move forward, and one that is definitely has huge business